Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Beauty on a Budget. My name is Heather and today is Friday, June 20th of 2025. Hard to believe that this year is like half over, and it is. So yesterday, me and my husband had to take our car in. It was at the shop like all day, getting major work done. So we walked home, we walked across town. It took us a few hours, but we had, we went to lots of little places, did some stuff, and we found some free items walking around, the neighborhood and stuff. So I'm going to start with those. So first is this little Lego mold. I'm not sure what it's for. Like, I never know if these are for ice cubes or anything, but I like to use them for chocolate. So that is going to be a really fun thing. I can get some colored chocolates and, do the hands and the face yellow, and then, the shirt and the pants, red or blue or whatever I kind of want to make the little guy look like. And then I got this other little dish here. They only had one, but it is this poppy design, and I have some stuff in my china cabinet that have this nice poppy design. I don't know if it's going to quite, I have a few odd pieces, and so it's just one more little odd piece. I'm not quite sure if it's exact same, like this middle part here, but the leaf pattern is like, oh, I have some older bowls or, recreated. I think some of these were like recreated in the 90s to look like the stuff they had in the 50s and 60s. So mine, I know, is I've got some vintage looking glass, and then I do get a few of the reproduction one pieces. And just for me, like, I'm not a big collector, I just like a few key things that this is just going to add to my little mini bowl collection. And if this is the reproduction, I don't mind. This would be the one I'd have sitting out with candies and stuff in it. The real ones stay in my china cabinet, and I might use them if I need to, but I prefer to use the reproduction ones. And then just having these reproduction ones sitting with the bigger collection of the real stuff kind of makes it look like you've got more pieces. And this little Pyrex, and I'm just making sure there's no water still in here. My husband had washed these. Yes, so it is the Pyrex, and I don't know if it's going to show up. Not quite sure how to angle it, but all the letters are all capital letters. That's how you know it's an older Pyrex. Some of the newer Pyrex, they keep them, they all look like they're in capitals, but they're not. And like the P will be bigger than the rest of the letters, but no, the older ones, they're all in caps. And too bad it didn't have a lid. They had a stack of lids that were this oval shape with the handles or this round with these little handles that kind of gives that oval shape. The three that they had I tried were too small for this, so I didn't grab the lids because I don't have any bowls that are gonna match. I'm not gonna grab lids that don't fit, and I don't have any other bowls this shape, but I do like these vintage looking bowls, and I will say I actually use them. Some people get mad when I say I actually use all my old Pyrex bowls that are from like the 60s and the 70s. They are still around. I still use them. Some of the new stuff that I've bought over the last 10 years, I don't have. It's all broke, cracked, one little scratch, one little crack, and it just, you can't reuse them. Then I got this. Oops, and I'm getting water all by my computer. Like I said, my husband washed these. They were sitting in the sink. I should have double checked they had dried, but no. So it is a double hamburger press. I bought a cheap little plastic one from the dollar store for $1.50, $1.75, something like that. And I said, no, I want a good one. So this was a good one. I don't know the brand on this, but it is a good solid metal. It is so wet. I'm going to set it down on the floor. Okay, and then we've got some of these libraries around the neighborhood and around town. They're just little, you just can like donate books, grab books. I usually try to have books in my car to donate when I see them. But we were walking, so obviously I didn't have books to replace because I usually I'll take one book, but if I take more than one, I like to have a couple to put in to replace them, kind of a thing. But I got these three. And I thought these would be perfect for the church nursery. So this one here is called The Story of Creation, and this one is The Story of Moses. So they're very simple, really easy to read little kids books, which I think, I mean, it says it's for ages 3+. So I think these would be perfect just to have in the nursery. And then there is this one here, and it is the Books of the Bible, My Bible Story Coloring Book. Again, oops, just bumped my computer. I mean, it has been used, it has been colored, but the way I look at it is, it's got the stories. If you can kind of get, some of the kids do like to listen to stories. I actually find girls love to listen to stories, the boys don't. And so you can just grab this, and the stories here are like, like a paragraph on each page. So this one is King Solomon's Riches. 2, 3. It's only 3 pages. And so it's like 2 half paragraphs and then a larger, and the next page is just a larger paragraph. So it just goes through the different Bible stories. I don't even know how much of the Bible it goes through. I never really looked at it. Let's see, it does have weeks. Oh, it says it's 32 Bible stories. Okay, I wasn't even reading that till just now. So I just think it'd be just, one of those little things that, you can kind of try to read with the little kids. If not, I mean, it's very simple. Even at that, they can even just sit down and color. There's a coloring book. Okay, so that is the free stuff. I keep bumping my computer. I keep turning it on. Okay, and then this morning, it's Friday, so my daughter's writing a test this morning. So we had to be at the school. But early, not as early as we've had to be. School is finished for the year. But still, I had to take her for exam. And then I took my husband to work. And then I wanted to get some more of those storage boxes. These ones. Because I really need to get the bedroom upstairs. Really need to get it all organized. And what did I do? I am missing something I bought. 1 second. Okay, see, I'm trying to get everything lined up as I'm doing this, and I forget something. That's okay. But so my first stop was I would start Dollarama. I know they sell some, but I just wasn't sure the price. And there was a couple other things I needed just a price check. Also, I like just to walk through Dollarama. So I always look for napkins and cookbooks. So I found this pack of napkins for $1.50 for 20 napkins. I love the ones where you're fully print on like all the sides versus the ones, they had a lot that were just the borders. The borders were nice, but you'll get a lot of white napkin. So I would prefer, the full print. Now these are a 3-ply, so I just have to look at that when doing decoupage. Is it, you just need the 1-ply, so is it 2 or 3-ply? It means how many pieces you have to take off. So $1.50, and then my birds outside, they love the suet. So I bought 4 packs of suet. I should have more in my garage. I just didn't see any the other day, but like I said, my husband and I, we've been going through the garage, moving everything around. And so the suet was $1.75. So I bought 4 packs of suet and 1 pack of the napkins. And so it was $8.50 plus GST, so it was $9.93. Or not 9, $8.93. I can't even read. $8.93 for that. And then I went over across to the Dollar Tree because that is the best place to get things. Now I did grab 2 more of these picture frames. I needed 2 more. So these are the 11 by 14, so extra large, and I got 2 of them. And I'm just going to double check how much the picture frames were. Yeah, $1.75. No, excuse me, $1.75 each for these 2 frames, and these are 11 by 14, so they are larger. I will need 1 more this size, but 2 is all they had in the black. They had them in gold and silver, but sometimes the gold and silver from the dollar stores just really look really cheap. Sometimes they look good, but I found a lot of times they do look a little more cheap. Now, the one thing that I really wanted to get to the dollar store was these little storage basket or bin things that go in. Okay, I'm just going to sort these out because they were different prices. So I'm just going to do a quick count here. Okay, yes. Nope. Okay, I've got I don't know. Okay, I figured it out. Okay, so there are two different prices. So some were $1.50, some were $1.75. So I found these little ones. I got the black with the white lines, and then I got the white with the black lines. And these are 9" by 9" by 8 inches, so it's a pretty good size. So these were $1.50 each. So I got 3 black and 3 of the white. I was buying everything in groups of 3 because the storage, those little shelves are in rows of 3. I've got 2 that have 6. Those are, it's a cubicle, so 2 have 6 and 2 have 9s. So I'm like, if I buy them in groups of 3, it just makes it so much easier trying to figure out how many I need. And then all the rest of these other ones were all $1.75 each. So I got these ones, which has this, looks more like a burlap type of a thing. And these are 9 by 9 by 8. I got this one here again. This has that burlap kind of a look to it. And these are 11 by 11 by 8. I like the idea that these are not going to go all the way up through the whole box. So if I have smaller items, then they're not going to get hidden in the big box. If it was like, you know, most of them would be like, the box would be this high. So just do this so you can see a height difference, just that couple extra inches. So if you have stuff that's a little bit lower than this, put them in these boxes this way, you can see them a little bit easier. So I got 3 of those ones. And these are these larger ones. These are the 10.5 by 11 by 10.5. So this would be the largest size that will fit in my little cubicles. So I got 3 of this one, and they have that, like I said, there are that burlap kind of look. And then I got 3, these ones, they're 10.5 by 11 by 10.5. And they're kind of like this really interesting, like a beigey pink. I don't know, I can't really explain the color with the florals. They only had 2 that were wrapped, but I did find one that was not wrapped. And I would prefer not to have bought it not wrapped. And then I'm coming in and I noticed this one has already got a little bit of damage on it. And I'm like, well, that's what I get for buying them unwrapped. But I really like the pattern, and these are the only 3 that they had. And I don't know if they'll ever get any more in. I've never seen them this color. And I will say, these are going to get damaged. All I have to do is just put a little bit of school glue in there and just let it dry. And you won't even notice because I've repaired these many times over the years. So we got 3 of those. So I ended up buying, I'm going to use that, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I bought 18 storage bins and the 2 picture frames for a total of $33.50 plus $1.68 GST. So it was $35.18. And then I've got one more thing, and I'm just gonna, this is the receipt for it. Yes. My daughter works at a grocery store, and when I picked her up the other day, I had to go in because she said there is some good stuff. So I'm gonna head to the kitchen to show that stuff, because this is the other receipt. No, okay. This is from the fridge. Alright, first I'm going to start with these ones. I don't have the receipt for these ones. My husband had bought some meat, and we got a really good deal. I forget, I think the the forget what they're called. Big not pork, the beef roast, the extra really long. You're finding them for like, $5 a pound lately, or $11 a kilogram. So we were buying a bunch of that meat, plus my daughter works at the grocery store, so she has her discount as well. So I don't know what the original price of this is, but it is the ranch, and it's a Greek yogurt dip. I eat these and it has not made me sick. I've actually went through 2 of these containers. We bought 5 of them for 99 cents each. Again, if I had that receipt, I could tell you how much the original price was, but I can guarantee you that Greek yogurt dip is probably close to $3. $2.53 something, so I'm just saying around $3. So I got for $1 and we bought 5 of them, I believe it was. And I said, this is the stuff that I got with my daughter. So we've got 2 different types of yogurts. I didn't bring them all out because there's a lot. We've got some sitting in the freezer. So start with this. What is this? The Crema. So this is this Crema yogurt for 99 cents. The original price is $5.99. And then we have all this other all these other different, this is that Liberté Mediterranean style yogurts. There was different flavors. So this was the black cherry. This was 99 cents. The regular price. Okay, really? Huh. That's saying that the original price of this is $8.29. Okay, and then like I said, we had some other ones. I'm just going to see how many yogurts did we buy. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It says we bought 6 yogurts. Huh, that doesn't sound right. Just a second. I have to double check that. I honestly don't remember buying 6. Okay, so anyways, so the different yogurts range from $5.79 to $8.29 per yogurt, and we got them all for 99 cents. So that's that's a huge savings. And then we got these 3 packs of this mozzarella cheese, $1.99 a pack. And so let's say, I'm trying to count here. These are over $4 a pack. So about half price. So it says it would have been, for the 3 packs, would have been $12.69. And we got them for just under $6. So about half price. And then I have my Pillsbury Grand Cinnamon rolls. The $1.99. It says the price was originally $5.79. So I'm just going to do a quick check here. So it says I spent $13.90. Then my daughter has her discount. So my total was $12.50. And because these were grocery items, there was no GST. I'm just looking, and it says my savings was only $1.39, but I know it was more. I'm just going to do a quick math thing and I'll be right back. Alright, I had to figure out how she was ringing this stuff in, doing those overrides. So I had to go just every thing on the here. So we have this Kurma yogurt. I'm going to read you this now that I've got the price in front of me. So this Kurma yogurt was $5.99. Got it for 99 cents. All the Liberté yogurts, there's the Liberté yogurts. They were $8.29, and I had 4 of them, which is $33.16. Then I had another Liberté yogurt, and it was a little bit different. I think this is the one that was a little different, this black cherry, because this is the one I got from my daughter because she likes the cherry. So this one here was $5.79, and we got it for 99 cents. And then it was the cheese. So these are each $12.69 a block. Because I'm like, that didn't sound quite right to be, you know, that just didn't make sense. It sounded right when I was adding, but that's half price. For the price of what I paid for 3 is half price for 1. I was just, you know, my math was just not adding up. So these are $12.69 normally. So that's $38.07. And we got them for $5.97. And then of course the Pillsbury cinnamon rolls, you know, $5.79, and we got it for $1.99. So I'm gonna just do this. So if I would have bought all 6 yogurt, the 3 blocks of cheese, and the cinnamon buns at regular price, that's $88.80. And I got it all for, you know, like $13.90. So I'm just going to do this. Okay, I'm just going to say $88 minus 13. Just leave the odd cents just canceling each other out. Because I also have my daughter had her discount. So just do 8 minus, that's 5. So that is $75 in savings. Just, you know, not really counting my daughter's little discount, but, you know, it does pay to go in the grocery stores and check the clearance stuff. I like that more and more stores are starting to do this. There's a few, like I said, like Superstore used to do it all the time with their 50%. Now they're only at 30, 20 or 30%. There's a few other grocery stores that kind of don't really, they might give you like $1 or $2 off, which is not, I mean, it can be a good price maybe, but you're still paying, you know, food's about to expire and you're going to pay nearly full price. And then I always check the dates on these things. Like this croissants is got good till June 23rd. So I'm going to be using this up in the next couple of days anyways. Same with some of my yogurts. Like I said, I kept out 2 here. This is the coconut one. It's really good. And then this is the black cherry one for my daughter. So I got all the coconut ones. So the other 4, I guess, are in the freezer. I say, you know, like they're going to expire. Like these have like, you know, the 25th. There's no way I'm going to eat 5 tubs of yogurt in a few days. I will keep 1 out. I think I might have 1 actually out in my other fridge, just in the fridge. All the others are in the freezer. And then I can use them for baking. Same with the cheese. So we have got so much cheese right now that we just stuck these in the freezer for now. It's not something we need. So, I mean, freezing the cheese, it's going to be baked with. Then I'm saying the Greek yogurt dips like this, I don't freeze. You know, you can go through 2 of these quite easily in a day. You know, like I can bake with these. When do these expire? These just say the 17th. So they just went past, but I haven't opened this one, so that still has this part here on it. And I bought this like a week before, you know, like last week. So a few days before the 17th. Like I said, I do this with the milk. That's how I get, like I said, like I drink the goat's milk. I go to Walmart. If they have it on half price, when it's like really close, I'll be up there. I don't shop at Walmart too much, but I do find that they really do put their milks and stuff on when it's, and the stuff is getting close to expiry. So I always check that. But again, at the same time, I always know what day it is and know how many days until the expiration date or best before date kind of a thing. So again, you don't want to buy it and it's already past that date. Although I have found there's, you know, like I said, you've got 2 options. If you find something that's past the expiry date, you know, you can just leave it there. Or actually, I prefer if you find stuff, because I found lots of milk and stuff that's past the expiry date by like a lot, like more than a week. So I usually find, you know, I'll find who works there, usually a manager or something, and let them know and give them one of the jugs that has expired. It does happen. Excuse me. As somebody who's worked in a restaurant, it's supposed to be that rotated first in, first out, but sometimes something just slips and gets misplaced It happens. I mean, it happens in my own house, probably happens to everybody. You just have something that just kind of gets put in the wrong spot and kind of forgotten about. If you don't, especially, you know, if you don't check the dates. But again, it's just, I like to shop this way. It saves money. I mean, like I said, it's, you know, who's gonna go, like I said, this is because it is this Greek yogurt dip, probably over $3, but it is the store brand. But something like this, I mean, I will be honest, I love yogurt, but I'm not going to spend $6 on 500 grams of yogurt. $1 or $2, sure, and then I'll buy, you know, more of it. And I think that was everything. So yes, that was amazing savings of like about $75 for just a few items. I'm trying to see, is there anything else that I thought I had something else that I had gotten, but no, I guess I think I already, you know, like I said, I just, this past week has just been one of those weeks where everything is just, didn't really get anything done, but I just been running around doing so much, but not getting anything really done. I'm just checking. Yes, I think that is everything I got was Dollarama, Dollar Tree, and then this grocery store. So I guess I just want to say thank you so much to everybody who subscribes to my channels and watches my videos, and I will see you in the next ones. Bye.